Yep, right on the edge of the bank. Right on the edge of the bank. Oh man, I love this freaking jig. Oh yeah, look at that one. Heck. So as you guys can see, this is gonna be a pretty special episode. Hey everybody, it's Jay Ball, Blue Jays Outdoors, and I didn't know really what to expect with this video. I went to the Saginaw Bay without really high expectations. I haven't been to the bay in a couple weeks now, and I wasn't sure if the bass were on the beds, if they were off the beds, if they're on the sea walls, and it took me about 2 hours before I got my first fish. And it's really interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys watch some of the fish catches, and then I'll break down for you exactly the rod, reel, the lure combo, and what I noticed and why I was able to key in on these bass. You guys are not gonna wanna miss this episode. This is gonna be really cool. There was one there. I'll be dang. Quit. Sweet. There's one. That's a nice one. Oh yeah. On the jig. Get out of that brush. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Nice fish. Right up there in the shallows. Heck yeah, look at that one. Look at that chunky monkey. Nice fish. Oh man. So we're right there. Came back for it. Dormy. Oh, came off, dang it. Running right for me. couldn't keep up with him. Dang it. There he is. Oh, come on, dang it. I gotta pay attention. I gotta get this dang kink out of my line. That was a nice fish. Dang it. There's two I missed. Right there on that edge. There's another one. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a nice one. Heck yeah, black lip on her. Pretty one. Gotta love the Chompers jig. So is that not just absolutely insane? I have never, ever seen bass that shallow, and I really struggle this time of year. Let me just take a step back. So I don't do a ton of bed fishing. I'm kind of on the fence about it. you know, I don't want to stress those fish out. They're already under a lot of stress guarding their eggs and the whole breeding process. So, you know, I'm still kind of on the fence about bed fishing. So I never really spend a lot of time focusing on those kind of fish this time of year. So I really do struggle. So I didn't show you guys a lot of what I was doing before. I was flipping the docks, flipping the sea walls. I threw a top water, whopper plopper, flipping a creature bait. I just couldn't dial those fish in. And then, like you guys saw, the very first fish that I caught was actually on a jackhammer chatterbait that I flipped up under a tree that was right next to the shore. So then I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna just take my Chompers jig. You guys know I love a 3/8 ounce Chomper jig. This is the green pumpkin, and I use a rage tail chunk craw on that. And actually this is green pumpkin with the claws dipped in pink, which turns the whole thing orange. I'll show you guys a few here in a second. So I just started dragging the jig along the shoreline, and it just, like you guys saw, and like you guys are gonna continue to see, just any spot there was a light spot on the shoreline with some trees overhanging, undeveloped shoreline. Any of the undeveloped shoreline that had trees near the water seemed like that's where the fish were. So let's watch a few more fish catches, and then I'll show you guys exactly the trailer that I'm using and how I get it this orange color. Check this out. That's another nice one. Man. Heck yes. Heck yeah. Yep. Man. Heck yes. Man, I'm so glad I switched to this jig. Oh, took my craw claws. Yep, right on the edge of the bank. Right on the edge of the bank. Oh man, I love this freaking jig. Oh yeah, look at that one. Heck yes, so awesome. I choked that one. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Quit. Well, he was not coming off. There. Oh man, that's freaking awesome. I'm gonna come back here this weekend. Do this exact same thing. There's a decent one. Didn't even know he had it. Oh, that guy. Whew, yeah. Man, they are inhaling this thing. Bye-bye. Oh, jump for the camera. Show off. Might be one right there. Yep, there he is. Right on the bed. Oh man. Man, this freaking jig bite is off the hook right now. Man, it's a nice one. Come here, girl. You've been caught before. Oh man, come on. Come back for it. I don't think I got that on camera. Just porpoised right there. Oh, did he get it? Yep. Oh man. Pulled it right out of his mouth. That freaking fish porpoised as soon as I tossed it in there. I'm gonna try that again. I didn't sting that fish, I don't think. Crap, crap, crap. There's another one. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh my gosh. That was a tank. Crap, that was well into the 5-pound range. Dang it. Dang it. Well, I know right where she's laying. Crap. The fish was all of 5 pounds. Dang it. All right, so let me break down my jig setup for you guys. I've been a big fan of Chompers jigs for a long time. I know there's a lot of good football jig manufacturers out there, but my neighbor who really got me into bass fishing, he was a big fan of Chompers jigs. And I've tried a few other ones over the years, and there's really good jig manufacturers out there. I just choose to use Chompers because that's what my neighbor exposed me to. I've had a lot of good success with them. I really like this really wide hook gap. I don't know if you guys can see how wide that hook gap is. It's got a really good brush guard on it. This is the 3/8 ounce green pumpkin. It's got a little bit of orange in it, but you guys can also see that rage-tailed chunk, this green pumpkin chunk, how these tentacles here or these claws are orange. What I do is I actually take just the standard green pumpkin rage-tailed chunks, and what I do is I dip them in any sort of pink dye. So this is an acetone-based dye. This is from Wiggly's. I've had this stuff a long time. There's a couple other manufacturers out there that make it, but if you dip the claws in that pink dye for about 20 seconds, you guys can see how orange those actually turn. So I like to do this to my craws this time of year because it just seems like a lot of the crawfish here in the clear water in Michigan, they've kind of got like an orange tint to it. But it's also the 1-2 punch. As you guys saw in the video, I was taking the JB or the Lure Lipstick JB Craw Sauce formula, and I'm dipping the brush guard in that. So I've been a big fan of this stuff. We've been working on it for about a year or so now, and I just feel that when this thing hits the water, it looks like a craw, it moves like a craw, and with that Lure Lipstick JB Craw Sauce formula, it smells like a craw. A bass just cannot resist. So I've been fishing a jig for a long time, and by far since this past fall and this spring, I've never had a bass hit this jig as hard as they hit it. I mean, you guys have seen in some of my posts on Instagram, they hit that jig so hard the rod shakes. It's unreal. So I'm really excited to get this JB's or this Lure Lipsticks JB Craw Sauce to you guys soon. But yeah, so that's the breakdown of my setup. Let's watch a few more fish catches, and I'll show you guys the rod reel combo that I use and the pound test line I use, and then we'll wrap it up. So check these catches out. I cannot believe there's one right there. Oh, that's a nice one too. Jeez. Holy crap. Man, that's a heavy fish. That's a nice one. Come here, girl. Yeah, that's a really nice one. Look at that one. Holy crap. Chunky monkey. Man, she's pretty. Absolutely crushed that jig. Okay, she wanted to go. Man, this turned out to be a really good day. Holy crap. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, that's a nice fish. That is a nice one. No, keep your head down. No, keep your head down. Out of the trolling motor.
come here. Man, she choked that thing. Oh, look at that one. Holy crap. Absolutely wrecked that Chompers jig. Oh. Man, this is crazy. Another one, look at that. That's how you know you're using the right jig right there. Chompers jig for the win. Whew, that's fun. It looked like a bed. I thought it was one, and I guess it was one. There's another nice one. Heck yes. Here we go.
Okay, so we'll break down the rod and reel combo, then we'll wrap this video up for you. So just like you guys saw in the video, I'm using this Abu Garcia. This is a 7'6" medium heavy fast action tip. It's the I think it's the Virtus series. It's the 2.0. It's a little bit older rod, but I've got this paired with an Abu Garcia 7-to-1 gear ratio reel, and the line I use is 15-pound Seagar fluorocarbon. I know some guys use 17, some guys use 20. I've just been a big fan of 15, especially because of how clear the water typically is that I'm fishing in Michigan. I just like that little bit lighter line, and I have the drag set pretty heavy. I mean, I can still pull it out, but what I do is when I hook those fish, I want to make sure I drive that hook home. So what I'll do is I'll push the release button and I'll use my thumb for the drag instead of actually letting the reel do the drag. So that's just one thing I've been trying to do and really try to get better at, is watching when the jig gets inhaled. You can see the line move, reel down, and just yank it. And then if it's a big enough fish, because it's only a 15-pound test, you get a big 5, 6, 7 pounder on potentially. You get it scraped up on the gravel or on a dock or something, you get a nick in it. You got to be careful when you got your drag set that tight. So really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm actually going to head back out and try to do this again tomorrow. The weather's been kind of funky the last couple of days, but I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know anytime I post a new video. For daily updates on fishing shenanigans, please follow me on Instagram. That's blue_J_maple_syrup. Again, thank you so much for your time, and remember, the easiest way to change your attitude is by showing gratitude. Thanks. We'll catch you in the water next time.